Fun fact, I recorded this whole entire video already, but my mic cut out in the middle of it. Let's try this again. What is up, Finn fans? So fun fact, like I said in the intro, I recorded this already. And it is now 3 o'clock in the morning on Monday. And I have been fighting to make the video, not because I don't want to, but just because, like, that's my response. You know, you ever been, like, in a situation, or you're just, like, it's just, because you get the title, you know what I'm going to talk about. And we got a lot to talk about. And we'll talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, give you stats, all that good stuff. So, before we jump into it, though, you might notice something over my right shoulder. I got something new. Let's go grab it. Got something new from Santa Claus. Look at this thing. Tell me this thing isn't just absolutely beautiful. Black cage. It's beautiful. Santa, aka my wife, got it for me. And then my parents got me this. Old school logo, like I like. My favorite logo. Look at the patch. 2006. Hall of Famer. Jason Taylor. And it's like the legit, like, stitched. It's nice. It's real nice. That's about all the dolphin stuff I got. Like, I got other stuff, tools, nerdy stuff, Legos, all that other stuff. But I thought, let me show you again, because again, I recorded this video already. Let me show you some nice stuff before we jump into the title of this video. Because again, we're going to be talking playoffs. Yes, playoffs. And I know a good amount of you guys are probably like, Doug, after yesterday, and I get it. I really get it. But I want to keep you guys updated and all that stuff. So we're going to jump into it real quick. Real quick, I'm going to minimize myself. And as of right now, the Miami Dolphins are 57% chance to make the playoffs. This game, it does help more. Like, obviously, we shoot up to 62%. If they win, I don't think the Colts will win. I think the Chargers will win. I'd love to be pleasantly surprised, but I do think the Chargers will win. But essentially, the Dolphins, because they started 8-3, put themselves again in a very favorable situation. It's again another situation where they just need to beat the teams they should. They should beat the Patriots. Patriots aren't a good team. We've seen it for the past 2 weeks. They're not good. If the Dolphins beat the Patriots, their chances of making the playoffs shoot up to 79%. If the Seahawks beat the Jets, Dolphins clinch the playoff spot. Also, if the Chargers beat the Colts tonight, they clinch a playoff spot. So essentially, if the Chargers win tonight and the Dolphins beat the Patriots and the Seahawks beat the Jets, the AFC is locked up. And then it's just about seeding. And I'll talk about seeding in a second. It's just completely locked up. If the Dolphins don't beat the Patriots, then it comes down to Bills have to win. Because I think if the Patriots win, Dolphins are out. Yeah, the Patriots win, the Dolphins are out. It doesn't matter here. So, huge game implications here. But if they win and the Jets win, the Dolphins would need to win. Because if the Jets win, they're out. Dolphins win, they're in. So again, if the Jets and the Dolphins win next week, then the last game of the season decides who makes the playoffs. Now, seeding. That's where we flip over to this Mamma Jam. Seeding, on the other hand, again, Chargers. Let me show you what needs to happen, because that's all it predicates to. Dolphins need to win out if they want to advance their seeding, because right now they'd be the 7th seed. And the Ravens would have to lose one of the 2 that they have left. No, my apologies. The Ravens would have to lose the next 2 games, and then the Chargers would have to lose here, and they would have to lose here. So the Chargers would have to lose the next 2 games, or 2 of the 3, and the Ravens would have to lose 2 of the 3 on the last 2 games, and the Dolphins would get the 5th seed. That ain't happening. That's very far chance of that happening at all, right? So again, playoff scenario, the Dolphins would have to, if the Dolphins beat the Patriots and the Seahawks beat the Jets, Dolphins are in the playoffs. If the Dolphins beat the Patriots and the Jets beat the Seahawks, then it comes down to Week 17, win and you're in. Dolphins still control their destiny. Even after all the horrible play, the Dolphins still control their destiny. So that being said, getting all that out of the way, I'm going to give you some stats and some updates. And then I'm going to answer the question that the title of the video is. So right now, Tua Tagovailoa has 3,548 passing yards. That is 10th in the NFL. He has 25 touchdowns. That is 7th in the NFL. 8 interceptions because he threw 3 of them in the fourth quarter. A 64.8 completion percentage. That is 21st in the NFL. That has drastically dropped over the past 4 weeks. And 105.5 passer rating. That is number 1 in the NFL, but again, only by like 0.3%. Tyreek Hill, 1,632 yards. 2nd in the NFL, 7 touchdowns, tied for 4th. Jalen Waddle, 1,260 receiving yards. That is 6th in the NFL. 8 touchdowns. That is tied for 3rd. I also have here, Dolphins have been outscored 365. Dolphins have 304 first downs, and opponents have 311. Dolphins have 43 touchdowns, opponents have 42. That is the definition of mediocre. It's literally average. They're not great, they're not bad, it's just average, just completely average. Cameron Wolf also reported that Tua Tagovailoa sat at his locker stall for several minutes in contemplation. A handful of teammates / coaches / team members came to him, encouraging him, including Dan Marino and Jalen Waddle. Dolphins on a 4-game losing streak with a lot of questions ahead. And 3 of those 4 games is because of Tua Tagovailoa. And I don't know what is going on with this kid. I have no idea what's going on with this kid. I got no idea. No idea at all. At all. What's going on with this kid. He was asked about the interceptions, right? And I'm going to read to you what he had to say. And I sometimes wish he would keep some of the things to himself. So I asked him about the 3 interceptions in the fourth quarter. He said, and essentially what happened. He said, on the first one, I threw to a defender, tried to throw it over the defender, but I ended up really overthrowing the defender and Tyreek, so that one got away from me. And again, if it was just that one, then I'm like, all right, that's fine. Right? He's played really good in the first half. So if it's just that one interception, can't really blame the loss on him. He said, the second one, I might have said the wrong play. That's what he said. I might have said the wrong play. I'm not too sure. But there were some communication errors on that. Like, if this was a paper that somebody wrote, like, and I was a teacher, I would cross out, I might have said the wrong play. I'm not too sure. You know, in high school, they had the red pen and they would cross it out. Just the second one, there was just communication errors on that. Just leave it at that, man. What are you telling people? You might have said the wrong play. You're putting information out there that you don't need to put out there. He said the third one was just not a good ball for my receiver to have been able to make a play on that. You know, it's tough. You get an opportunity to play on Christmas Day against a good team, and I go out there and really not being able to put my best foot forward for our team. In hindsight, there is something, essentially, he says Darrell Bevell taught him. Leave it alone. Leave it where it stays. Move on from it. Don't let it, let the play stand on its own merit. Don't take it home with you. Essentially, he talks about, because it's Christmas Day. I honestly, like I said, I don't know what's wrong with him. And this is where I answered the question, are the Miami Dolphins a playoff team? So as of me recording this right now on December 26th at 3 a.m., even though when I recorded it before and said it before, it was 2:30 a.m. As of right now, my answer to the question, are the Miami Dolphins a playoff team, right now is no. If they go out and beat the brakes off of the Patriots and the Jets and drop 40 on each of those teams and just completely own the crap out of both of those teams and go into the playoffs ripping hot, then my answer could change to yes. Because look, there it is. Where the heck has that been the past 4 weeks? Is this slump that they're in what they needed to change perspective to get his head out of his butt and play lights out like he did in the 5-game losing streak? Then that is a playoff team. But right now, as of today, no, they're not a playoff team. If you asked me the question during the bye week, I'd say 100% they're a playoff team. Yeah, they are a playoff team. They're 7-3. They're a good team. They're in first place. The number 2 seed. Yeah, they're a playoff team. Of course they're a playoff team. But you asking me right now, like I showed you, the chance of them going from the 7th seed up to the 5th seed is you need a full and utter collapse from the Chargers and the Ravens for that to happen, right? And you got to win. You got to win your next 2 games. So other than that, the Dolphins will go into the playoffs and they'll either have to face the Cincinnati Bengals, the Kansas City Chiefs, or the Buffalo Bills, depending on where they fall in their seeding. So asking me right now, can this offense go neck to neck or neck to neck? Can this offense, 3 o'clock in the morning, can this offense go head to head with these other offenses? Right now, no. But if you ask me during the bye, yes. If you ask me about the Tua Tagovailoa that's putting 300 yards up, 3 touchdowns a game, going through his progressions, making his reads, making the throws, looking fantastic, yeah. Because they did it against the Bears. They did it against the Lions. They did it against the Ravens. They did it against the Bills. They went neck and neck. They answered the call. They scored, we'll score. They score, we'll score. And then all of a sudden our defense will make the stop, and then we'll answer with another score, and all of a sudden we'll take the lead and our defense can do their thing. But I don't think they could do that. And then on the flip side, the defense, this defense can't stop a nosebleed. Now, they did well yesterday, but they were still 3rd and 17 bad calls. Like, there were so many bad calls. And a lot of people want to equate it to, you know, it's the players. It's the players on the field. They're not, you know, maybe Josh Boyer's calling the right plays down and they're just not being executed properly. Then that's on the head coach. That's on the head coach. If your players aren't executing properly, if your players are getting beat, if your players are causing penalties, that's on the coach. Just like the offense with the illegal shifts, with the delay of games, with the false starts, that's on the head coach. That's on discipline. So if you're going to tell me, well, the defense, because they're out of position and because this and that and blah, 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 that's on the defensive coordinator. They should be ready for this. Where's the pass rush? That's on the defensive coordinator and the defensive line coach. Why aren't they ready for this? You knew, if you see them practice every day, and you're going to tell me you thought that this secondary was capable enough to go out there and go head to head with some of these really good offenses, you didn't think to yourself, oh, I found Cater Kohu, because, you know, that's the thing that he's putting his hat on, that I found Cater Kohu. So maybe I should find somebody else. Because there was vets out there. There was trade possibilities out there. You saw it during the trade deadline. We could have got Bradley Chubb and somebody else. But no, we're good on our secondary. They're just going to get beat all the time. And Xavier Howard isn't the same Xavier. But we'll be fine. Not when you go in the playoffs. Your best possibility of going in and not losing your first round, again, as of right now, is facing the Jaguars. But even then, Trevor Lawrence is playing real good. Real good. So again, as of right now, if you asked me, is this team a playoff team? No. Could that change? 100% it could change. It needs to change. Because now you're in the playoff scenario. You could have lost to the Packers and still controlled your destiny. That's where we're at. If they would have beat the Packers and then beat the Patriots, it didn't matter about anything else. They'd be in the playoffs. Now, all of a sudden, oh, we need the Jets to lose again. Hopefully they can lose again like they did against an inferior team. Can they do it again? Oh, it's a possibility. You're heading over to Seattle, and the offense is playing really good. Geno Smith and DK Metcalf playing pretty good. Control your own destiny. Playoffs start today. Gotta win. Gotta beat the Patriots. They're not a good team. It is what it is. They got a good defensive pass rush. Other than that, their secondary is not good. Their wide receivers aren't good, and Mac Jones isn't good. Doug, you really talk about Mac Jones not being good? That's how bad Mac Jones is. The two is better than him. And you're facing the Jets, who have a fantastic defense. That's it. Zach Wilson, hot garbage. They're bringing the other guy, solid. Literally said I brought him in so we can run. Inaccurate. Mike White, he's all right. Even me throwing that one. You need to win the games you're supposed to. You should have beat the Packers. You should have beat the Chargers. You didn't. Now you're in a situation where you're back up against the wall and you're going to have to win 10 games to get in. 10 games. You went 8-3. 8-3. And you're going to win 2. 2 games. 2 out of 6. Seriously? Very disappointing. One last thing I want to say before I get out of here. I do love you guys. That's not it, but doing these videos and chatting and seeing your comments and seeing the likes and seeing people tell me, I love your videos and stuff makes me so happy, and I love doing this stuff. So don't ever think just because I'm frustrated with the Dolphins, I'm frustrated doing this. I absolutely love doing this. But I do have a question for you guys. Film breakdown. Bad loss. I know some of you guys are like, I don't want to see it. And I could tell because when we have a good win, I do film breakdowns. Lots of views. You guys want to see it be rehashed and all that stuff. Film breakdown. Do you want to see it? I expect this video not to get a lot of thumbs ups because it's talking about a subject that we're all pretty sour on, especially after yesterday's loss. If you get this video to 500 likes, right, and you comment below enough that you do want me to do a film breakdown, I'll do a film breakdown. But if you're like, you know what, then I won't, or I'll just really compress it down and only show like maybe 1 or 2 plays instead of doing my full breakdown where I talk more in depth and talk more about it. But comment below, let me know, and hit that like button, and it'll let me know if, how you feeling about a film breakdown tomorrow. But on that, I will see you guys tomorrow regardless with a video. But like usual, stay classy and fins up.